guys, welcome back to my Flosstube channel. My name is Amanda Mae and I am the artist, founder, and creator of Ardith Design, a counted cross-stitch and digital art little company here in Maryland where I specialize in all things counted cross-stitch and sustainable stitching. And I just want to welcome you to my channel. This is my 32nd episode. I am so excited to be here. Oh my goodness, it is coming upon spring. We just celebrated Valentine's Day, George Washington's birthday, my birthday, and it's time to start thinking about spring stitching if you haven't already been thinking about it or working on it. I know on Instagram I'm seeing a lot of people posting their spring samplers, their bunnies, all the cute things. So in honor of spring coming here in the Northern Hemisphere, I am dedicating this episode to all things spring, including my love for carrots. I love carrots and little chickens, the chicks, and the bunnies. I am so excited. I have a few Save the Stitches to do, some sustainable stitching, and then I have an FFO, 2 new releases to show you, and as promised for my birthday, we're doing a giveaway, y'all. So I would love it if you hung out with me for a little bit and let's talk about counted cross-stitch, shall we? All right, first things first, I have to get this FFO out of the way because it is the proverbial burning a hole in my pocket. It is got me so excited, I have to show it. I want to say that I was inspired, of course, by all of the amazing finishers here on Flosstube. And of course, I have been kind of binge watching how people are doing the crafting of Dollar Tree goodies and decor and turning them into something new and exciting. So I went to the Dollar Tree this week because their Easter stuff is out, and I got this really fun egg. It's on like the particle board for $1, and I knew it was the perfect thing to finish my Briar Rabbit. And y'all probably have seen this pattern floating around. I did my own color conversion for Briar Rabbit, and I stitched it on 36 count dill linen by Picture This Plus. I stitched 2 threads over 2, and boy oh boy was it a learning experience. I feel like I've learned and grown as a stitcher. Particularly with the fabric, I learned that stitching in hand is kind of the worst with this fabric, but I learned, and now going forward with the fabric that I do have, the dill fabric, I am putting it in a hoop, or maybe I'll get a Q-snap, or we'll get something going here. Are you ready? Okay, so here is my FFO of Briar Rabbit. Da 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 da. Oh, and of course the ends are starting to fall down. I tucked them under, I promise. I have my color conversion. I know Linda from Blue Horse Yellow Cow asked me for my color conversion, and I passed it along to her. And I think I might put it up on my blog if you want my color conversion. Obviously, not telling you the pattern or showing you the pattern, just the colors and what I substituted it for. I love it so much. I'm so happy with how it turned out. I use the purple iris, I use and the rest of it is, well, no, not the rest of it's DMC. The rabbit itself is Victorian Motto, sampler threads, and then the rest is DMC. I am thrilled with how it turned out. I just love it. So I put it in the egg. This is supposed to be one of those like garden decor that you take out in your yard, but instead I put it in my jar, well, one of my jars of buttons, and now it can sit up, and I put the forsythia branches in, and the forsythia is about to bloom here, well, in about 1 month, the forsythia will be blooming here in Maryland. The crocus are thinking about peeking up. The little purple flowers in my garden are thinking about peeking up for spring. But until then, I can look at the forsythia here. And again, I'm just really excited to have my Easter stitch all done. And I mounted, here, I'll show you how I did it. What I did was I used the magnet method from Priscilla and Chelsea. I'm gonna pull it off. I hot glued the washer onto this, and then on the back is the rare earth magnet that I hot glued down. As you can see, I have not finished the backing. Everything here is pinned. I have not dated it, shame on me. But I am getting ready for spring. So that is my first FFO. Again, could not be happier. I am super excited. I am working on, because who isn't inspired by Priscilla and Chelsea? I mean, you know, right? And I started working on my coffee filter wreath. This is a big boy. I underestimated the amount of time it took to prep the coffee filters. I got a family pack of coffee filters, 500 pack, and following their tutorial, I am doing it, but what I have to do is in stages. Again, I have 2 small children, so I can't do everything all at once. Let me set this big bad boy down. And so what I started doing is I was folding them into fourths, like breaking them apart, and then when I have my hot glue, I separate them into 4, and I hot glue, and I attach them 4 at a time, like 1, 2, 3, 4 in a line, and then go to the next. So I fill up the bucket, and then I'm able to turn on my hot glue gun, do a couple rounds, then fold some more, do a couple more rounds. So I'm excited. I'm hoping by the end of the week, I will have my Real-Housewives of Cross-Stitch coffee filter wreath done and ready to display. The other really fun project that I'm working on this week is a doll bed blanket for the baby dolls for my kids. They specifically requested a baby doll blanket. This is an heirloom piece that I got from the in-laws. It is a baby bed. And I had originally made the little mattress cover. I shouldn't say it's an heirloom piece. It like got brought out of an old barn in Wisconsin. If you're from the Midwest, you know what I mean. I made the cover. It's the vintage cover here. I cleaned it, and then we put this, and it's like just a little sleeve. And we're making the blanket, but we can't just have one blanket. I have 2 kids, so they each need their own blanket because carnage will ensue. I try to teach them about cooperation and taking turns and sharing, but they're still young. They're like, the concepts are not quite there yet, and that's okay. So I am making this. They picked out the order that they wanted, and they picked out the colors. I mean, I gently nudged them to pick out the gray, to bring out the gray in this fabric, but the red polka dots were totally, the kid was like, oh, Minnie Mouse has red polka dots. Yes, she does. And then the boats, we love sailing in this house. Well, theoretically, we love sailing. They've never been sailing, but I just thought of like this Steamboat Mickey 1929. So I was thinking boats, Mickey, like that totally goes. And then in a roundabout way, we have red, white, and blue. Mickey Mouse, an American icon. I'm celebrating 90 years of Mickey Mouse. I think I even get little Mickey Mouse stickers. They come on my bananas. I mean, it is ubiquitous here in the United States. I mean, Mickey is everywhere. You cannot go anywhere without seeing Mickey. Good, bad, or indifferent, however you feel about it. Now we're having a Mickey Mouse baby blanket quilt, and I'm super excited. And those are the projects that I'm working on. Coffee filter wreath, baby blanket. I couldn't be happier. And should we do Save the Stitches now? I think we should, because my new releases, I want to show you so bad, but I gotta calm down. I'm about to jump into this screen. All right, the first thing I got is, you can see the price I paid. I got this needle point, and the frame is all dinged up, and I think you can see, yeah, they are matching. I love the frames. The back shows John Nyland, art dealer out of Montclair, New Jersey. See if I can show you that. And judging by the tags, these are at least maybe from the 1960s or before, maybe even back to like the 1940s. I don't know if that yellow color is the original color of the thread, or if it's a byproduct of the dust and this maybe smoking residue. I do see some milky white condensation there, but these are really cool parlor pieces. I had to pick them up. They had to come home with me. These are pieces that I typically would see in an antique mall, you know, dealer booths and stuff. These were at the thrift store, and I felt the need to bring them home with me. Again, these are nice enough that these probably would have been saved by somebody else had I not picked them up. Nonetheless, they came home with me, and I feel good about that. I feel strong in my choice. All right, my next Save the Stitches is a finishing tool thing. I have a set of cheese graters from the great state of Wisconsin. These were gifted to me last year by my in-laws because they don't get me stuff like new stuff. They bring me the rusty crusty, you know. Hashtag rusty crusty, old and crusty. And I'm not being ageist. I mean old and like. Oh. Anyway, they bring me rusty crusty things, and I say thank you. They dug these out of a barn because my father-in-law used to tear down old barns. Pretty cool. Salvage, we're carrying on the salvaging tradition. And so I have these, and later on you're gonna see what I do with these. So again, part of my Save the Stitches is sustainable materials and reusing some fun things. And then I was super excited to find this silk scarf. It's by Anne Klein, and it's silk, and it's orange. Hello, do you know what that means? Orange, silk, orange you glad it's about to be spring? Oh yes, oh yes, I'm excited. I made, as I drop everything, oh, what did I drop? Just throwing everything around. Gather, shall we? Okay, I made little carrots. I cut out pieces of the silk scarf. I whip stitched the back. I stuffed it using the Vana method of pull and stuff. I was sitting at the time, I did not have the correct tool to make sure I got my corners tight. However, I feel like the wabi-sabi carrots are perfect for spring. I love them. I love the perfectly imperfect look of them. And I made 6 of them in all different little sizes. And I have so much fabric left. I would say the scarf was a 36-inch square scarf, or 1 yard scarf, basically. So, I mean, I have a lot of fabric to make more carrots. A whole bunch of carrots. Again, Save the Stitches. Think about some materials. Look in the scarf aisles. Look in the ties, like for the old silk ties. A lot of the silk ties you can dye eggs with silk and the patterns get transferred. I mean, there's some really awesome things you can do with vintage textiles. This is just one idea. Find that gaudy orange, find that yellow that maybe you can turn rusty crusty and make some little dough bowl accessories. So those are my Save the Stitches this week. I am so excited about them. They really helped me in finishing my 2 new releases. Are you ready? I think we should do it now. Okay, getting them all out of the way. All right, my first one is a small, and I'm so excited about it. I finished it on the cheese grater, and the metal is magnetic, y'all. So I was able to do the magnet on the pattern and stick it on. I absolutely love this. It says bunches of love. I stitched this 2 threads over 2 on 32 count black linen, and I love it. I just had so much fun designing and stitching this, and it was just a thrill. I think this would look awesome as a bookmark, as an ornament for your spring tree if you do eggs or like the Fabergé eggs, paper mache eggs. I think it would be great if you attached it and made a little pillow and put it in your dough bowl, and maybe, you know, with a little carrot. Or you could get a cheese grater like I got here and add some ribbon, attach it. Here, I tried to make little like streamer things from the recycled silk. It's stitched with 3 DMC colors, small piece of fabric, 3 colors, all the things. Bunches of love. This, you could put this in your kitchen, you could just have it for Easter decor, you could put it, I don't know, some people have little garden areas in their homes. Potting sheds, obviously don't put it out in a potting shed because of the moisture and everything. You don't want your stitching exposed to the elements. But if you have a garden themed display out, I mean, why not? I love it. All right, my next new release, I am so excited about. Oh my gosh. I finished it, and oh my gosh, I just love it so much. Are you ready? Here we go. This is my garden chick wearing her fancy carrot hat. Rainbow branches, new life, new everything coming through the bulbs. And she's out in the garden, and she's fancy. She's fancy chicken. She's got her eyelashes. And she is just ready to greet spring. She's ready for the new gardening season. The wind is blowing. The sun is shining. She is ready. I love it. I stitched her all DMC. Now you might be thinking, Amanda Mae, did you use the Purdy orange and the banana pants yellow, your custom orange and yellow? Because clearly those seem to be your favorite designing colors the last few years. And the answer is no. I wanted this design to be accessible to people worldwide. And while I love Victorian Motto threads, someone in Australia or New Zealand, you know, they might not want to pay the $15 shipping to have, you know, 2 skeins of yarn, 2 skeins of floss sent to them. So I wanted to make this a little more accessible. Again, all charted in DMC, and it's stitched on Charles Craft 32 count raw Irish linen, and it's got that kind of a cream color. I really enjoyed this fabric, and the more I stitched on it, the softer it got. I stitched this all in hand, and I really started feeling like it might have been a 28 count versus a 32 count, but nevertheless, I love it. I think it's so fun, it's so happy, it's so festive. Now, I affixed this and retrofitted this display Happy Easter Bunny that I got, you guessed it, at the dollar store this week. I attached my little carrot that I created and a little button, and I couldn't be happier with it. And I cannot wait to put this on my wall and start displaying it. As you can see, it's got kind of this oval shape for the round for the symbolism of the egg and new life and birth and all that good stuff. I love it. I hope you love it. Again, it was based on a drawing that I did. I like doing kind of these fun abstract little chicken things. So this was my abstract from last year, and I will include in this, and at the end of the video, my original concept art for this and why, what led me to sit down and stitch this. So much fun. All right, those are my 2 new releases. I could not be happier about. I found this week, you know, little carrot. We need more carrots in our lives. And I found, I was going through tutorials of how to make coffee filter cabbages. Yes, I said that right. Oh, and tutorials exist, by the way. You know, little cabbages. And then I ended up finding a little basket of miniature fruits and vegetables. Hello, adorable. I know this isn't stitching related. However, it is gonna go with my spring vignette. Excuse me, you can see I have Teresa on my mind. Can't stitch her. Vignettes. And I also got this little bunny. This is an art print by Joan Gallup, and it is a 4-color engraving, and it's got little bunnies and stuff in it, and I'm so excited to display this year again, learning to decorate and do all the things. And I love it. It reminds me a lot of like Tiny Modernist and the other designers that are doing the houses with the cut through. I know Pam and Steph. Pam is doing the cut through lighthouse. Oh, I just think they're so adorable. So I thought it was cool that I found an art piece that had the cutout. And just in case you're wondering, you know, Amanda Mae, you're like really into carrots. Like, what is that all about? I don't know if I ever showed you this, but look at one of the first pieces I ever saved. Look at this. Do you see that carrot? It's crewel embroidery with a bunch of broccoli. Love you bunches. I mean, really. It's stitched on linen. I absolutely love this piece. I have had this piece out every spring in my kitchen for the last 5 years, 6 years. And so now this little embroidery piece has more carrot friends. And I didn't bring it, but last year I designed my little atomic carrot pattern and my Glad Pask Witch, and oh my gosh, next week I will show you my other stuff that I worked on. I like really love spring. Oh my goodness. If you have still stayed with me this whole time, I thank you and I appreciate you. And I think for my 30-second video, it is time to do a giveaway. What should we give away? Okay. I have patterns. I have my saltwater taffy terry. I have banana pants purdy. I have my pumpkin pie spice sampler. We're gonna do a whole episode devoted to March 14th, which is Pie Day. That's coming up. You stay tuned. I have my Peacefully Plum and my mornings, you know, mornings with coffee and carbohydrates, and mornings as in funerals, play on words. All right, so you get to pick a pattern. Then in the giveaway, you get to pick one of my books. Now, I know a lot of you have purchased my books, and thank you. Oh my gosh, you have no idea how good that makes me feel, how grateful I am. So, if you win, you get to pick one of my patterns, my print patterns. You get to pick a book. I've got, you know, I have the address book, I have the graph paper, I have just the blank notebooks, but, you know, I'll have a list of all my books. So you get to choose a book, you get to choose one of my patterns, and then I think you need to have a carrot, right? send you one of my carrots and a card and another secret thing. Okay, so you get a book, a pattern, a handmade carrot by me, and something secret. Shh. In order to enter, I think I'm going to keep this giveaway open until March 14th, which is Pi Day. And that gives a chance because I really wanted to do a giveaway once I hit 500 subscribers, and I cannot seem to get there, but I am grateful for all of you. So it's not, I don't even want to do the number thing anymore. We're doing a giveaway. So in order to enter, I'd love it for you to be a subscriber and like my video. And so again, you have till March 14th to enter on this video below. Comment below and tell me what you love about spring. Do you love the flowers? Do you love the food, hot cross buns? Do you love eating, fish every Friday? I mean, what do you love about spring? And if you are on the other end of the world, Australia, I know you guys are kitty wonkas from us. This time of year, what do you love about this time of year? I guess that's, what do you love? And tell me. And again, I am so grateful for all of you. I feel so honored that you spend your Wednesdays or, some point in your week with me. Tell me what you love about this time of year to enter, and I will send this anywhere. My stipulations are, if you are under 18, you need permission from a parent or guardian in order to give me your mailing address. I hate having to say that, but it's true. And again, I'll ship anywhere. Please don't say giveaway. Tell me what you love about this time of year. And I understand a lot of us watch on our TVs or like our Roku devices, or we're watching where we cannot respond. That's why I'm giving you until March 14th to respond to this video whenever you can come back to it. I watch a lot of Flosstube, and it auto plays on my television, so I'm not able to comment on videos even if I'm like, oh my gosh, and I want to fangirl all of you. Like, oh my gosh, I love everything you're doing. I don't always get a chance to comment. So I understand a lack of comments doesn't mean a lack of interest. So comment if you feel like telling me what book or pattern that you would like, and if you don't want a carrot from me, if you want me to make you something else. I like to think that I infuse everything with love and good intentions. As coming from California, someone would say that's kind of new age hippie, but what you see is what you get. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. And again, I'm happy to be alive. I am happy to create, and I'm happy that you chose to spend your time with me. Have a great stitching week. Comment below if you want to enter. Comment below even if you don't want to enter and you just want to say, hi, Amanda Mae. You can always purchase one of my patterns, my books. You can always make a donation to me on my Gumroad store if you like videos like this. And happy almost spring, y'all. Happy stitching. Take care.